Have you ever pondered how to maintain inner peace when confronted with people harboring malicious intentions? In life, it's inevitable that we'll encounter toxic or negative individuals who seek to disrupt our tranquility. However, it's precisely in these challenging moments that our reactions matter the most. Stoicism, a profound and enduring philosophy, offers invaluable lessons on how to deal with such individuals without losing our kindness, dignity, or inner peace. When we encounter malice, it's natural to feel insulted, angry, or even helpless. Our immediate reaction might be to retaliate or succumb to negative emotions. But Stoicism teaches us to approach every situation with reason, ensuring that we don't let our emotions take control. By cultivating patience and wisdom, we refuse to be swayed by the negative actions of others. This discipline allows us to maintain our composure and integrity even in the face of adversity. Stoic philosophy encourages us to view every challenge, including encounters with malicious people, as an opportunity for growth. Every adversity faced with calmness and wisdom strengthens our character. This approach doesn't just help us deal with malicious individuals, it also leads us to inner freedom, a state where external events no longer disturb our peace of mind. This journey isn't solely about self-protection. It's about self-discovery and personal growth, enabling us to live a more peaceful and meaningful life. Recognizing malicious people through Stoicism. Identifying individuals with bad intentions isn't about passing judgment, it's about protecting our soul and maintaining inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." This wisdom reminds us that recognizing bad people doesn't mean we must retaliate. Instead, it's about keeping ourselves from being drawn into their negative spiral. But how do we identify malicious individuals? And why is it essential? Such people often reveal themselves through harmful actions, deceit, or destructive words. However, Stoicism advises us not to criticize, but to understand their causes and motivations. Often they behave negatively because they are suffering or facing difficulties in their own lives. This perspective is reminiscent of Jesus' teaching, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." By doing so, we elevate our own nobility, treating them with kindness not because they deserve it, but because it reflects our own character. In daily life, we might encounter colleagues who constantly criticize or try to undermine others' work. Instead of reacting negatively, we can ask ourselves, what are they going through that makes them act this way? By maintaining our calm and compassion, we embody a blend of Stoic philosophy and Christian ethics, where understanding and forgiveness guide our interactions. Recognizing bad people is thus not just about self-protection, it's an opportunity to practice virtues like compassion, patience, and forgiveness, maintaining calm in the face of malice. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to deal with someone's malicious intentions and wondered how to remain calm? In Stoic philosophy, staying calm in the face of bad people is not just an important lesson, but also an art of self-control and compassion. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote emphasizes that our perception and reaction are key to maintaining inner peace. In life, it's impossible to avoid encountering people with negative or toxic behaviors. But if we let anger and resentment control us, we only harm ourselves, increasing the tension and suffering. Consider an argument with a colleague or loved one. Would reacting with anger yield a positive result? In reality, staying calm and responding with compassion helps us maintain our balance and can even diffuse the situation. Jesus, with his compassionate heart, taught us about forgiveness and love, even towards those who harm us. He said, "If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. This teaching isn't about weakness, but about strength, choosing patience and love over violence, which can melt even the hardest hearts. For example, consider a company leader dealing with a difficult partner. If they handle the situation professionally and courteously, they maintain their self-respect and inspire those around them. This demonstrates that staying calm isn't a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of inner strength and maturity. By choosing calmness and compassion in the face of malice, we not only improve our own lives, but also spread these precious values to others. And 3, not being affected by malicious actions. Imagine facing someone who frequently engages in negative behaviors, such as criticism, judgment, or insults. If we let these actions affect us, we might easily fall into a state of anger, sadness, or anxiety. But do these emotions truly help us? They only cause us to lose our calm and may lead to unwise decisions. Stoic philosophy teaches us to keep a steady mind, not allowing external factors to control our emotions and actions. Jesus also spoke about forgiveness and kindness, encouraging us to not let negative actions disturb our souls. Instead, he guided us towards a life of compassion and altruism. In daily life, we see many examples of people who succeed in not letting negative actions affect them. A good leader, for instance, may receive criticism from the public, but chooses to listen and learn rather than react angrily. This steadfastness and strong self-control protect their inner peace and contribute to a more peaceful environment. Not being affected by malicious actions is a sign of strength and deep understanding of human nature and life. When we maintain calmness in the face of adversity, we protect our inner peace and contribute to reducing tension and conflict in our relationships. True strength lies not in controlling others, but in controlling ourselves. When we achieve this, we become a source of positivity and peace for ourselves and those around us. Using wisdom to deal with malicious people, when faced with malicious people, using wisdom to handle the situation is a valuable lesson from Stoicism. It helps us maintain calmness and clarity. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This quote emphasizes the importance of listening and observing before reacting, especially when dealing with negative behavior. Have you ever encountered a situation where someone's words or actions made you want to react immediately? In such moments, if we act without thinking, we're likely to make unwise decisions that harm ourselves and others. Instead, using intelligence and reason to analyze the situation, understanding the motives and circumstances of the other person, helps us respond wisely and responsibly. For instance, when a CEO is criticized for an unsuccessful business decision, rather than reacting defensively, they might listen to the criticism, gather information, and analyze the situation from multiple perspectives. By doing so, they demonstrate responsibility and a willingness to improve, which strengthens trust with employees and shareholders. Moreover, by responding cautiously and not letting emotions take over, these leaders show maturity and confidence, creating a positive and stable work environment. Their employees also learn how to face challenges calmly and strategically, resulting in a stronger organization. Using wisdom to deal with malicious people not only helps us avoid mistakes, but also provides an opportunity to learn and grow. This way, we can overcome challenges with patience and wisdom, creating a positive environment for ourselves and those around us. So when facing malicious people, can we remain calm and use our intellect to respond in the smartest and most beneficial way for everyone involved? Understanding the motives of malicious individuals. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then, or bear with them. This quote emphasizes the importance of understanding and tolerating those around us, even when they exhibit negative behaviors. Why do some people act negatively or harm others? Is it truly due to malice, or is it a reflection of their fears, insecurities, or lack of understanding? Understanding the motives of malicious individuals not only helps us avoid being drawn into negative emotions, but also opens up opportunities for us to help them, or at least not become like them. History provides many examples of people who succeeded by understanding others' motives and handling difficult situations wisely. A notable example is Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of the Indian independence movement. Gandhi faced numerous forms of oppression and repression from British colonizers. However, he always adhered to principles of nonviolence and tolerance. He understood that colonial oppression was driven not only by greed, but also by fear of losing power and influence. Gandhi once said, "When I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love has always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it, always." This statement reflects his belief in the power of kindness and truth, and his understanding that unjust actions are often influenced by fear and ignorance. By choosing understanding and empathy over hatred, Gandhi led a nationwide movement based on non-violence and love. His deep understanding of others' motives not only achieved independence for India, but also created a great example of compassion and forgiveness. Understanding the motives of negative individuals helps us maintain inner peace and fosters compassion. It enables us to handle difficult situations wisely, protect ourselves from negativity, and become a source of motivation and support for those around us. Establishing personal boundaries with malicious people. Establishing personal boundaries with those who exhibit bad behavior is a crucial principle in Stoic philosophy. It helps us protect our peace and personal values. Epictetus emphasized that while we cannot control what others think or do, we can control how we react and set boundaries to protect ourselves. Have you ever felt pressured or hurt by someone else's behavior? What can you do to maintain your inner peace and avoid unnecessary conflicts? Setting boundaries is not about cutting off contact or isolating ourselves from others. Instead, it's about maintaining our mental and emotional health by refusing to participate in negativity or distancing ourselves from consistently negative people. For instance, in a work environment, if a colleague frequently tries to undermine your efforts, you might need to have a clear conversation with them, calmly setting boundaries to ensure your work environment remains respectful. Similarly, in personal relationships, if a friend constantly engages in gossip or negative talk, you can politely express your discomfort and steer conversations toward more positive topics. This approach, also reflected in Christian teachings, encourages us to protect our values and maintain self-respect. Jesus advised his followers to shake the dust off their feet when leaving a place where they were not welcome, symbolizing the importance of moving on from negative or toxic situations. By setting clear boundaries, we protect our peace and ensure that we live a healthy and happy life. We can choose to engage with people in a way that supports our growth and well-being while maintaining a respectful distance from negativity. Upholding moral principles. Against temptation. Upholding moral principles in the face of temptation is a significant challenge in Stoicism, but it's necessary for preserving self-respect and personal values. Temptations may offer short-term benefits, but they can damage our moral values and lead us away from our true selves. In these moments, protecting our principles is an act of self-respect and loyalty to ourselves. Jesus' refusal to yield to temptation in the desert is a shining example of resilience in protecting ethics against challenges. Satan tempted Jesus with power and glory, but he remained steadfast in his commitment to God and his mission, showing us that true strength lies in adhering to our values, even when it's difficult. Similarly, in real life, upholding ethical principles in the face of temptation is a sign of maturity and spiritual strength. Consider a scenario where a business person is tempted to engage in unethical practices for financial gain. By choosing to remain honest and transparent, they not only protect their integrity, but also build trust with clients and colleagues. In the long run, this trust is far more valuable than any short-term profit that could have been gained through unethical means. Maintaining moral principles is essential for living a life true to our values and building a reputation of trustworthiness and integrity. It helps us navigate challenges with confidence and ensures that we make decisions that align with our highest ideals. Finding gratitude in challenges. Finding gratitude in challenges, including those posed by bad people, is a profound practice. In Stoicism, challenges, if viewed as opportunities for growth, help us discover our capabilities and surpass our limits. When faced with adversity, do we see it as a curse or a chance to learn and grow? Jesus also taught about loving and forgiving those who harm us, encouraging us to respond to malice with kindness. He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." This teaching inspires us to see challenges, even from bad people, as part of our spiritual growth journey. Embracing criticism with gratitude helps to build a positive environment where people feel respected and motivated. In a work setting, if a manager receives negative feedback from a superior, instead of feeling offended, they might express gratitude for the opportunity to improve. This attitude not only fosters personal growth, but also strengthens relationships and creates a more collaborative work environment. Gratitude for the lessons learned from bad people helps us maintain a pure heart and turn difficult situations into opportunities for training and growth. It transforms our perspective, allowing us to see every encounter as a chance to become better versions of ourselves. The power of forgiveness. Forgiveness, according to Stoicism, is not just a noble act, but also a manifestation of wisdom and compassion. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that bad actions often stem from ignorance or personal suffering. Understanding this helps us learn to forgive and treat bad people with compassion rather than hatred. Forgiveness is not about accepting bad behavior, but freeing ourselves from resentment and anger. Nelson Mandela's story is a powerful example of forgiveness towards those with bad intentions. After enduring 27 years of imprisonment under South Africa's apartheid regime, Mandela chose the path of reconciliation and compassion rather than revenge. He said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." Mandela's choice to forgive and work towards a peaceful transition of power in South Africa demonstrated incredible strength and wisdom. His leadership helped to heal a nation torn apart by racism and hatred, proving that forgiveness can be a powerful tool for change. Forgiving those with bad intentions is not only an act of nobility, but also a smart strategy to maintain inner peace and freedom. By letting go of resentment, we release ourselves from the emotional burden of anger, allowing us to live more fully and joyfully. 10. Choosing situations and setting limits. Choosing situations and setting limits when dealing with bad people is how we protect our inner peace and maintain self-respect. In life, we have the power to choose who we associate with and how we interact with others. By knowing when to keep our distance from toxic individuals, we avoid being drawn into negativity and ensure that we live a life filled with peace and respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us valuable lessons about patience, wisdom, and love in dealing with bad behavior. It emphasizes that love and forgiveness are ways to free ourselves from hatred and resentment. By applying these principles in our daily lives, we can deal with bad people with kindness and wisdom, spreading peace and love through our small but meaningful actions. In conclusion, facing malicious people with inner peace is a journey of self-discovery, growth, and strength. Stoicism, with its emphasis on reason, wisdom, and compassion, provides us with the tools to navigate these challenges with grace and dignity. By recognizing malicious individuals, maintaining calm, using wisdom, understanding motives, establishing boundaries, upholding principles, finding gratitude, and practicing forgiveness, we protect our inner peace and contribute to a more positive and loving world. Through these practices, we not only better ourselves, but also inspire those around us to live with greater compassion and understanding.